My name is Martha. I am 70 years old. I live alone in a small house just outside of New York City. My husband died 5 years ago, and I have no children. My life is very quiet. Every morning I go to the park down the street. I sit on the same wooden bench and watch the birds. It makes me feel less lonely. One cold Tuesday, I saw a young man. He was sitting on the grass. His clothes were dirty, and he looked very tired. He had a small notebook in his hand, and he was writing very fast. I watched him for a long time. He looked hungry. I felt a pain in my heart. I stood up, walked over to him, and handed him my apple. He looked up at me. His eyes were kind but sad. He took the apple and said, "Thank you, ma'am. You are the first person to speak to me in 3 days." We started talking. His name was Jack. He told me he came to the city to become a writer. But no one wanted to hire him. He had no money for food or rent. I felt sad for him. Before I left, I gave him my address and said, "If you are ever hungry, come to my house." 2 days later, there was a knock on my door. It was Jack. He did not ask for money. Instead, he asked, "Can I fix your broken fence?" I smiled and said yes. After he finished the work, I cooked him a warm dinner. This became our routine. Every week, Jack would come to help me with my yard, and I would give him food. We would sit on the porch and talk for hours. He read his stories to me, and I told him about my life. He became like the son I never had. But then, one day, Jack stopped coming. I waited for him. 1 week passed. Then 1 month. I was very worried. I thought, maybe he forgot me. Maybe he moved back home. I felt lonely again. 6 months passed. I was sitting on my porch when suddenly, a big black car pulled up in front of my gate. A man in a fine suit stepped out. I could not believe my eyes. It was Jack. But he looked different. He looked healthy and successful. He ran to me and hugged me tightly. I had tears in my eyes. He said, "Martha, look. I sold my book. It is a bestseller now." And the story. The story is about a kind woman who gave an apple to a stranger. I was so happy. But Jack had one more surprise. He pointed to the big empty house next to mine and said, "I bought that house. Now, I will be your neighbor. You will never be alone again." I cried with happiness. I gave him an apple, but he gave me a family. Sometimes, the smallest act of kindness can change your destiny forever.